I've never seen that type of success at that early age. So at the end of the day, it's easy to come home with $3,000 in your pocket. I fumbled the bag though.
We buy houses and we don't know what the roof is gonna be like. We don't know if it's in good condition or not.
The weather conditions that we have now, whether you believe in global warming or not, we live in a time now where roofs don't even last as long as they used to.
How many people you think are in the city literally probably got damage, won't even know they have damage on their roof?
Roofs are just like cars. If you're driving down 610, hell hits your car, you pull over in the underpath, and you get out to inspect and you see dents on your car, what you think it did to your house?
We had a conversation. You remember that phone call?
Yeah, I do remember that call. You gonna put me on the spot like that, huh?
Got to, that's why we're here.
Okay, so
What up, y'all? Level Up Podcast. We're in a special place today with my brother Christopher Wells. Only he would have us exclusively in the back of Gracie's where, presidential style.
why would you go anywhere else?
What else would we
One of the best restaurants in the city.
Come on now. We appreciate you allowing this to be in this space here.
Likewise,
and sitting down with us, man.
Happy to be
How
here.
you doing today? You good?
I'm good, man. Had a
Good.
great Father's Day weekend. Yesterday was awesome. Overjoyed and overwhelmed with love from my son, my family. So I'm happy. We actually just left the Marriott Marquis downtown and came straight over here for your podcast. So I'm excited to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform.
So with yesterday being Father's Day, your business is based upon a family structure. Tell us about that. Like, how did that even start with you in the business?
So for me, it started with my dad, right? My dad learned the trade of roofing from his brother. My dad was a nerd. He stayed in the books, but he always told me he wanted to have something to leave behind. So he went to Southern University, graduated class of 72. Once he graduated from college, he moved to Houston, and then he got things set up because he knew he was going to marry my mom someday. They were high school sweethearts. My mom attended Jackson State University. Once she graduated, what she did a year after my dad, he went back to their hometown and married her and moved her down. But a real smart man, he got to get the ground set first, right? Lay the foundation.
Yeah.
So he came a year before she did, went back, married her, moved to Houston, and then that's when they started the family. My sister came first. My mother miscarried twice between the birth of my sister and I, and then I was the lucky guy that made it to the finish line.
Okay.
So now I'm here, but it all started with my dad. He had a vision. He wanted to build something that he can leave his son and teach me how to fish, but not in a pond. So I can support our family if he's not around one day. And lo and behold, here we are. He passed away in 2019, and I've stepped in his footsteps and I've taken charge. So that's how it all started with my dad, man.
That's dope. That's dope. I think it's so rare nowadays that, in our community to see something passed down. You know what I mean? A lot of times now people are being entrepreneurs and starting stuff like that, but your dad had the vision back then to create something and then have something to keep hand over to you for legacy. That's important.
No, that's true. And I'm like this. We live in a generation now where the younger generation, the ideas that they have and the way they make money now is not the traditional, conventional way of making money, right?
Right.
We have our phones on us all day long. We didn't have that back when my dad was showing me how to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
But you have kids, man, doing drop ship and all type of other things, podcasts, streamers, gamers.
Right.
Where was that in our generation?
Not at all.
I'm
We just played the
43.
game.
Yeah, I never, that was never an outlet to make money.
Right.
So my dad wanted to teach me something that was a trade because he couldn't see that far in advance. But one thing he did know is there probably weren't gonna be any machines made to re-roof houses for quite some time.
Right.
But not only that, this was just, it's like being an auto mechanic, right?
Yeah.
It's just a trade that you learn that you never forget that you can teach the next generation.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a different thinker than my dad, right? I'm not as traditional as he is. If my son tells me, hey, Dad, I really want to be a gamer and make that my career, he doesn't have to follow in the footsteps that I followed in.
Right.
But he does have to know how to run a business. He does need to know what went into the investment to get him to where he is, what got me to where I'm at, and that's the roofing business.
Yeah.
So yeah, the legacy, it must continue in some way. We can hire a CEO and run the business, or we can sell the business, but he'll have the opportunity to make that decision.
Yeah. For sure. I think having the option is the main thing, being able to, because a lot of times we don't have that option. Try to figure stuff out and then fumble along the way to, make it make
For
sense.
sure.
Yeah.
And I don't expect this to be his desire. It's my desire because my dad he instilled that into me.
Yeah.
He lit the fire.
Right.
I'm lighting the fire right now.
Yeah, for
So I'm hoping that someday he does get the excitement out of it. It's not the most fashionable industry to be in, but it's one that if you do it right, it'll definitely pay its dividends.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think you make it look cool though.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
I think you make it look cool.
I try. I mean, I get advice from a lot of different people, other entrepreneurs in different industries. I'm the latest person on the social media curve. Like, I suck at posting content. I mean, I'll take the content
Right.
and still don't
Never
post
post
it.
it.
Yeah. And then my guy, shout out to Will. Will does all my graphic designs, everything. Will did the graphics for the truck wraps, the T-shirts, the logo, the website. That's all designed and created from my guy Will. And but he's a creative mind. Me, I'm more of a formality type of guy.
Got you.
The materials are gonna land at 8:00.
Right.
Our team will be there at 7. We're taking our lunch break at 12. You have to surround yourself with the creatives so they can help push your business to the next level and keep it relevant in today's time. So
sure.
I look at things you do,
Yeah.
believe it or not. But hey, iron sharpens iron, man sharpens man, and that's how we all evolve in our business.
So when you personally got inside the business with your dad or whatever, and I know you kind of juggling things, trying to figure it out. I remember specifically we had a phone call. You called me one day, and we had a conversation. You remember that phone call?
Yeah, I do remember that call.
Yeah.
You gonna put me on the spot like that, huh?
Got to. That's why we're here.
Okay, so my dad is a different type of guy, right?
Right.
He's firm, but he's fair.
Right.
If you recall that conversation, it's back in '08. So 2008, Hurricane Ike hit Houston, right up 45, tore off every roof you can think of, okay? I've never seen that type of success at that early age. I can't remember exactly how old I was in '08, don't make me do the math, but I was 25, 26, somewhere up in there. Didn't even have a bank account because I was so used to just getting money fast.
Right.
And Dad would just give you lump sums here, lump sums there. I never wanted to have a bank account when previous jobs in high school because I knew I was just gonna spend on the next pair of Jordans that came out.
Basically, yeah.
But then you get to a point where you have to grow up, become a man, right? So I created the account. I got the account down at Chase at the time, I believe. And when those checks started rolling in from that hurricane, man, I'm talking about they were rolling in.
Yeah.
So I fumbled the bag though. I mismanaged the opportunity. And then one day, this was '08, I think this was 2010, we rolled up to the bank. Pops was like, hey man, I need you to go in there, get a bank statement, let me see what you have in the bank, and we're gonna start a savings account so you can have something to start your retirement. Man, I was so used to partying, hanging out. Retirement,
Right.
what's that?
We ain't thinking about it. We ain't thinking about that.
We turn it up.
For
We
sure.
at the M-bar, we don't,
Every week.
So we go in the bank and then I clam up. I'm like, I don't really have much to show them. I'm up at $5,000 to my name. But
Yeah.
you got to understand this. When that hurricane came, and I don't want to talk numbers on your podcast,
No,
but
you
just
good.
so you can really understand the magnitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Insurance companies are paying roofers at that time $500 to put a temporary blue tarp on the homeowner's house. We're doing 6 of those a day with a small team, just me and 2 guys running around the city, appointment after appointment after appointment. Okay.
For sure.
So at the end of the day, it's easy to come home with $3,000 in your pocket. Okay, that's after one day just putting blue tarps.
That's
up.
tarps.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. As a homeowner,
Mm-hmm.
once you contact a roofing company and they come out and they put a blue tarp on your house, once the insurance company comes back to your home to remove the tarp and pay you for the replacement of the roof, are you gonna call another roofing company, or are you gonna call the guys that put the blue tarp up on your
Part
house?
of my tarp
So
connect.
now we coming back, and we coming back, and then we getting more money for it. I had never seen that type of money before.
Yeah.
So I want you to understand when I say I fumbled. So after weeks and months of putting tarps up and then coming back, re-roofing homes, there's no reason I should have been broke, right? We get to the bank, we're inside, go to the teller. I'm trying to find every reason to get out of out of that line. So I said, Dad, I need to talk to you outside. He said, we waited in the line. What you mean? I said,
Right.
I really need to talk to you outside. We go outside. He said, you don't have nothing, do you? I said, nah, Pops, I'm embarrassed. I really don't have much to show.
Yeah.
He said, all right. He had some choice words. My dad don't curse. He was the deacon at the church, superintendent of the Sunday school,
Okay.
chairman. Like, he's not that type of guy.
Right, right.
But he had some choice words today.
Oh, for sure.
So from that point, things got a little rocky for me in life. It was a tough road. I got through it. Took a lot of prayer, took a lot of just reaching down, getting real deep. I hit the darkest point in my life ever, if I'm gonna be fully transparent with
for
you.
sure.
So then I took an opportunity to go overseas to Afghanistan. I got a contract working for a company called SAIC. They put their proposal together, and then they put a sign-on bonus. And when I looked at those numbers, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I don't care if I gotta do inventory on the rocks on the ground that I walk on.
Right.
This is my chance to make good on another opportunity.
Right.
In life, we don't normally get second opportunities.
For sure.
I got a second opportunity.
Yeah.
So I went over there. I stayed there for 2 years, and I came back. Now I came back. Dad said, "Hey, meet me at Trulux at 6 o'clock. Bring your bank statement." My mind, oh, he done messed up. Now,
For the show or something.
I'm overseas.
Yeah.
I had nothing to spend my money on.
Yeah.
We working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
We're working 12-hour days. I'm just looking at the account get fat.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking vacations because I'm on a mission now. I'm hungry now. I'm grinding.
Right.
Man, we get to Trulux. I got my bank statement with me. Now, mind you, my mom and sister don't even know about this, okay?
Okay.
Get to Trulux. I went to the Galleria, bought me a Hugo Boss suit. I got all fresh and everything. I walk in there. He's like, "Son, where you going?" I said, "I just came to dinner." He said, "You ain't learned nothing yet, have you?"
Still
I'm like,
spinning.
"Man, let's get to the
Right.
bank statement." I sit down at the table though, and this is just tell you the type of dad I got, right? I'm sitting at the table. He said, "So let me see your bank statement." So I pull my bank statement out, pass it over there to him, unfolds it, put the glasses at the tip of the nose. He's looking at it. I said, "Okay." Hand it back to me. And he looked at me. He gave me a firm stare, and I'm like, I know, like, man, that's
Some money.
racks in there.
Yeah.
And so he said, he goes in his breast pocket. He slides me an envelope and said, Wells Fargo. I ain't bank with Wells Fargo. I'm like, what is this? He said, open it up. Now, mind you, before I left to go overseas, when we were in that line at Chase Bank, he cut me off. That was my only means and source of income.
Right.
So when I hit that dark space, it's because I didn't have a way to provide for myself.
Understand. Yeah.
So I'm sitting there looking at this envelope like, what is he trying to show me? So I'm opening up the envelope, I'm looking at it. Man, in that envelope, it had a nice significant amount of change. And I'm looking at him like, what is this? He said, do you know what it is? I said, no, what is it? He said, that's half of a profit for every job that took place in the 2 years that you were going overseas.
Dang.
But I wasn't gonna give it to you until I saw that you did right by the opportunity to go overseas. Boy, getting bumps right now.
Yeah.
Like to this day.
Hold on. I did that check that he gave you compared to your bank
That's
statement.
classified information. That's classified information. It was healthy though.
Yeah, okay,
It was
okay.
in the gym 2 days.
Okay,
It
cool.
didn't skip leg day.
Yeah.
It was healthy.
That's what's up.
But it just shows the type of father that he was.
Right.
And the man that he was and what he meant to me. It wasn't just a business partner in roofing. He was a father that stood on principles, had the wisdom to teach me how to make right by the second opportunity. You know, we say in church all the time, we serve a second chance God. That was a second chance for me, bro.
For sure.
And
For sure.
yeah, to this day, when I think about it, I get a little emotional.
Yeah.
But that's the father that I want to be for my kid. That's why you see him on the videos with me.
Right.
That's why you see him branded in a WSR polo shirt because I'm watching him. Yesterday we went to Dave & Buster's, right? Not to get off track.
No, you good.
It's raining outside. It's puddles of water. I'm walking around the puddles. He's walking behind me, stepping in every footprint that I leave in the ground. that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was that conversation, man. I can't believe you put me on the spot like
Hey,
that.
man, look,
But
people got to know.
that was my blueprint,
For
and
sure.
so that really framed me to become a role model for my kid and try to strive to be the man that I am today.
You're doing a good job,
I
man.
appreciate
For
it,
sure.
man.
For
I
sure.
appreciate it.
Especially when you started. As far as friends, what was the support like with running the business?
Let's go through the transition, right? Dad passed away December 2019. The business was listed as a sole proprietorship. Going into January of 2020, I had to start a new LLC, but it's the same company, different name, right? The support that I got from friends was I have a friend that's an accountant that wanted to provide free service to help me keep my books and start getting into the process of documenting the jobs that everything, right? My dad did things a little bit different, personal ledger, right? But you need to know your profit and loss statements for each quarter and things about your taxes, things like that. I have another friend who helped me strategize my business. So my friends, they all showed up and they helped chip in, and it was based on the integrity and how he carried himself, and knowing that I'm coming behind him and I'm trying to really scale this thing and manage it because I really didn't know. I didn't know what it really meant once I sat in that driver's seat. My friends showed up, man. Everybody showed up. They supported me. Uh, I just had a toy giveaway. My sister used to work for HIZ as a wraparound specialist. She picks out a school every single year that most underserved schools in the district that need the most resources. She finds what that elementary school is. I go out and I purchase toys. And I have friends like Brandon who shows up and brings a snow cone truck to pass out to the kids for free. Things like that. My friends always show up and they support whatever I'm doing in this space, especially if it's going to serve the community.
So as far as the company goes, man, I
Mm.
know I had a couple questions for you, specifically when it comes to residential. We buy houses and we don't know what the roof is gonna be like. We don't know if it's in good condition or not. When you come out and you talk to a family about, they perhaps may have to change some stuff.
Mm.
What is something that they like kind of misunderstand when it comes to changing a roof or the pricing of a roof
Mhm.
or things of that nature that people like the everyday person wouldn't understand.
It's a great question. It's a twofold thing for me.
Yeah,
You got to think of roofs like cars, right? In order to drive that car every day, it's going to require maintenance at some point in time, right?
right.
The weather conditions that we have now, whether you believe in global warming or not, we live in a time now where roofs don't even last as long as they used to.
Mm,
And you have to do the maintenance on it.
mm,
So if you do the maintenance on it, that will prolong the longevity of the roof.
mm,
But also, homeowners need to also understand what their insurance policy reads.
mm,
Um, we see that when we sign these policies, right? You got two ways you can go about it. Either you're going to pay a high deductible
mm,
and a low monthly payment, or you're going to pay a high monthly payment and a low deductible.
mm,
Either way it go, you're going to have to pay it.
right.
So do what's best for your financial situation. But as it relates to the home, understand that when we talk about insurance and we're filing a claim on insurance, that's not a savings account.
Mm,
We only do that when the roof is destroyed from an act of God.
mm,
So I think that's the one thing on the retail side that is hard to really get the message across
mm,
because once they see how much it is on the retail sale of things,
mm,
and it's in a ballpark of $20,000. Now they want to, can we just file this on our insurance? No, you can't just file it on your insurance. What you can do though is find a good policy, get
mm,
with a good carrier.
mm,
I My insurance broker, her name is Brandy Jackson. Shout out to Brandy. She insures all of our business cars, things like that.
mm,
She'll shop the rates for you, make sure you get a good competitive rate. But most importantly, understand what that policy reads.
mm,
Because an act of God can be a hurricane, it can be a tornado, and a
mm,
hailstorm. That's the only time you're going to call your insurance as it relates to a roofing project. Not when you see what that bottom line is and that sticker price hits you and then you say, oh, well, let's go to the insurance. That's one of the hardest things to try to convey
Right.
to a homeowner when doing a retail sale.
And the fact that you brought up like a hailstorm, that's something that I never even thought of when it
Mm-hmm.
came to like the damage that can cause to, the damage when it comes to a car,
Right.
the stuff that it leaves, but as a roof or a home, you don't even think about
You
that type of
don't,
stuff.
and, that's why I always give the analogy that roofs are just like cars.
Mm.
If you're driving down 610, hell hits your car, you pull over in the underpath, and you get out to inspect, and you see dents on your car.
Mm-hmm.
What you think it did to your house?
Mm-hmm.
When hail makes an impact on your shingle,
Mm-hmm.
it embeds the granules into the matting.
Mm-hmm.
Now the integrity of the roof is compromised at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you call me so I can come out and inspect it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can put the sidewalk chalk all over the roof.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Right.
get State Farm out there. I'm gonna walk it with them so they won't screw over you. Because you wouldn't go to court without a lawyer, would you?
Right now.
So you need somebody to represent you when you do file that claim. But before you even file the claim, I'm gonna make sure that you file the proper claim. Because we don't want to get up there and just say, oh, hell hit it, I need a new roof. We want to make sure we see the damage. And we want to make sure it's significant and it satisfies the insurance carrier and whatever that threshold is in a 10-foot by 10-foot square. Yeah, that's how you do that.
So we just got hit with hail recently out here. Like, how many people you think are in the city literally probably got damage, won't even know they have damage on their roof?
Hail is tricky. In roofing, we always tell homeowners when we're knocking doors, if we know that there was hail on a house on that street because we were working on that house, it's kind of hard for me to believe that there's some magic umbrella in existence that's going to cover your roof, but you're the next door neighbor
Right.
of the house that just got destroyed with hail.
Exactly.
So I think the telltale signs are when you see neighbors making moves, when it's a bunch of roofing signs in different yards, or when you're getting woken up out your sleep or whatever program you're watching on TV,
Right.
and people are knocking at your door, saying, hey, we just want to inspect your roof for free. That's all you need to know right there.
Yeah.
Because as a roofer, we're gonna find it.
For sure.
We have software and all type of data that we research because that's where the next opportunity is gonna come from.
Yeah.
So when you see that in the neighborhood, yeah, you might want to get on the phone, call WSR.
What's our slogan again?
Quality is doing the job right the first time.
Come on now.
Come on.
So, like, for you, like, how far have you traveled as far as doing jobs for people, like, outside of the Houston area?
Outside of Houston, I've gone as far as Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
I actually have a contract on the table in Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Okay. I'm pulling up.
You pulling up?
I'm pulling up.
You coming for the roof or the food or the vibes? What you coming for?
Both.
Okay. All right.
I'm coming back home.
You coming? Are you from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Atlanta's a good market for roofing.
Yeah.
But being in this space now, this is a conversation that would have never existed in the past because my dad wasn't interested in it enough to branch out and do things like that. I mean, if he would have, as smart and as brilliant as he was, he would have done numbers.
Yeah.
For me, it's exciting, man. I love the process of a new roof being put on a homeowner's house. So I've gone to Atlanta. I've done work in Louisiana, Mississippi. Once you get out the southern region, you lost me. I'm not going to the west or the east coast or up north.
Gotcha.
I stay right here down south in the south region.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because people might not know that they can reach out to you in other cities and places. They may think they only, you know what I mean, local.
This my camera. Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Killeen, holla at your boy. Beaumont, Port Arthur,
Yeah.
holla at your boy. When we get outside of the state lines of Texas, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Louisiana, I'm your guy.
There you
I've
go.
worked in every one of those cities,
There you
every
go.
one of those markets, and been successful in
For
those.
sure. That's important. That's important. So I see you also have the merch too. Like, is that a big thing too that you get into it also with your?
So I watch guys like you. You probably have next level briefs and socks and all kind of pins.
for sure.
The merch part is exciting for me, right? It used
brings
to
awareness
be,
too, though.
It brings awareness.
Yeah.
It used to be door hangers and magnets and pins. Now you're seeing guys with full vehicle wraps.
Yes.
It's nothing like putting all of your information in a folder. It's the presentation, right? And handing that to a client with all your branding all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, merch is a big deal.
Yeah.
It should be a big deal in anybody's business.
Yes,
How do you
agreed.
start up a
Agreed.
company and not have merch? People don't know who you are. And, for the longest, our company was Wells and Son Roofing.
Mm-hmm.
But when my father folded his tent in 2019, I said it's time to rebrand
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want a decision maker that sits on the board for the facility maintenance contract at the University of Houston to say, oh, that's a mom and pop's company. They can't handle a job like this.
Right.
So I linked up with a friend of mine. Her name's Simone Ball, now Emerson. She's married now. But she helped me rebrand my business. She came up with the WSR logo,
Yeah.
well, the rebranding of it. And it stuck.
Yeah.
It stuck. It stuck. So yeah, I do a lot of merch, man. So if you see WSR, just understand that it's just an abbreviation for Wells and Son Roofing.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's important because when you go places, even if you're not even thinking about networking, it's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Because people see like, well, what's that? Or what's going on with that?
For sure.
Like, do you work there? But like,
Yeah, I get it all the time. And then when you co-brand, when you got this Nike check on
Yeah,
one side and then
okay.
you got WS on the other side, yeah, we need to know what
Who-
that is and
exactly.
who is that? Who is that?
I know, man. We was talking about marketing strategies and things of that nature. Without giving up too much game, because in the business, everybody kind of piggyback in a way, but
Sure.
you can't say too much. But on marketing strategies, man, what's been more beneficial for you, as like word of mouth or just
Man. So you can go spend a whole bunch of money on marketing. You can put the billboard on 59 and
Right.
you can go get the radio ads and all that. But my marketing comes in the form of strategic marketing, right? If I'm I not cherry pick my markets. I mean, I don't, no disrespect, we don't just work on big houses or just small houses. I go where there's the most opportunity. So marketing strategy for me would be going to a neighborhood. If roofs last between 15 and 18 years before needing to be replaced, I'm going to the neighborhoods where the roofs are the oldest.
Right.
Free game. That's a marketing strategy right there. But then how do you get in touch with those clients? Well, you find out who they are, you send them information about your company to them directly, and you make it personal. And that's about all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
But then other
Yeah.
people, they tend to go and do a lot of door knocking.
Right.
Well, when you've had a 40-year-old plus business, you no longer have to necessarily do that. The phone does ring,
Right.
but you don't want to become complacent and wait for the phone. You go create your own opportunities.
Right.
And if that's a knock on the door, that's a knock on the door. There's not a time where I'm roofing a house in a neighborhood that I'm not going down the street and knocking on the rest of the neighbors' doors. In roofing, we call that the Jones effect. Hey, we're roofing the Jones house right down the street. My name is Chris with WSR Roofing, and I just wanted to do a free inspection because that's what we did for them, and their insurance carrier actually paid for the roof. When's the last time you've been on top of your roof? Come on, nobody's been on top.
I've never been on
So, I'm ready for the rebuttal.
Right.
Because when I hit you with that one, I know there's no rebuttal to that.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Good. It wouldn't take but 5 minutes. Do you mind? Cool, awesome. I'm gonna get my drone. We're gonna do a roof inspection. It's a whole script to this thing.
I'm
You know how
sold.
that goes.
I'm sold. I'm sold
sold
twice.
already.
But marketing, the best form of it is through word of mouth. And then start a referral program. If you have a business and you do good work, people are gonna refer you. Why not pay them to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what, Ms. Jones, now that we've completed your job, do a testimonial. Once you get the testimonial, now you have some content to show the next person.
Right.
But Ms. Jones probably has a nephew that has a house,
Right.
a niece, a sister, a brother. I want to be the family's roofer.
There you
That's
go.
what we want to do.
Yeah. That's hard. I think those testimonials are so big because even with us, we try to do the same thing as far as hearing somebody's response because, a lot of people might be in the industry, but hearing somebody verbatim say, no, this person, this company took care of me. I love the way they service.
Powerful.
It's more powerful than you saying it, any shirt, whatever, because their voice is going to go in places that you can never go to.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Listen, man, I just finished a job in Pearland for a young lady. I'm not going to mention her name. But when I did the job, it was on June the 6th. The roof she had on her house prior to June the 6th was put on May the 16th. Roofing contractor messed over, big time.
yeah.
She got to me because she was referred by somebody else I did a roof for. But I had to do a lot of work for this job. because she lost all trust in all contractors. But I gained her trust. And when I gained her trust, I put the roof on her house. I did that job on June the 6th. And before we nailed the shingle, I did her best friend house 2 days after I roofed her house.
Wow.
That lived on another side of town.
That's how I go. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't get any better form of business than that.
For sure.
With word of mouth is powerful.
Yeah.
You can spend all the money you want to doing guerrilla marketing, painting this, rapping that, billboard seals, signage. Word of mouth is the best form of business. Period.
100%. 100% for sure. Man, so for you, what's the next step for WSR now? What's the next plateau for you?
I think for me, I don't want to outgrow myself. I like where I'm at in the industry. Sometimes when people try to scale so fast, they take away what got them there. My dad preached quality, quality, quality the whole way.
Right.
I'm not the cheapest contractor. I'm not the most expensive contractor.
Right.
I'm the best contractor for the value. So, case in point, on my way here, I got a phone call. I was referred by somebody else who's in the home building industry to someone who has a house on the market in Beaumont. By the way, I'll be going there tomorrow to look at the property. But one of the things we talked about, he says, hey, if you tear this roof off and you find out there's other things that need to be done, how does that look so far as you pricing it out? I said, well, we do a turnkey job here at WSR. If I find 2, 3, 4, or 5 sheets of plywood that need to be replaced, I'm going to replace them because we're not taking shortcuts. That's what I mean when I say the value, right?
Right.
And I'm not going to penny pinch you on tacking on, changing the work order to tack on more money.
Right.
Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. I'm not a hog in the industry.
Right.
I want to do what's right, I want to do what's fair, and I want to do it right the first time. That's quality. So once we take that thing all the way off and we see that it needs to be replaced, whether you know it or not, we're going to do it because we got to leave a warranty behind that. But what's more important than that warranty is my name. And so that's just how we price projects out, and that's gained me a lot of clients, as opposed to the other guy that, well, hey, Mr. Stewart, it's going to be $125 per additional sheet after 2 sheets of plywood. Well, you're not there to manage that. What if he tells you he changed out 10 sheets, but he just changed them out because he wanted to add on to that?
Right. Right.
I don't want to get into that. So that's what makes us a little different from other contractors.
Gotcha.
We're going to do a turnkey job. We're going to do it right the first time.
White glove service.
White glove service. Red carpet.
So with WSR, man, what's something that you could guarantee your customers as far as the quality?
When it comes to WSR, it's real simple, man. Our whole business model was built on quality roofs. I've been asked a lot of times to do 3-tab shingles. That's a cheap shingle. That's the cheapest shingle that you can put on. I wouldn't install that on a doghouse. And there are architectural shingles that I wouldn't put up on a shed. So when it comes to WSR roofing, what you're gonna get, what I can guarantee you're gonna get the best in craftsmanship, you're gonna get the best in materials, and I'm gonna stand behind that roof for the life of the roof as long as under warranty, our craftsmanship warranty. I can guarantee you that. And I already told you, quality is doing the job right the first time. We believe in that, and we stand on that.
But definitely, I want you to let people know how they can reach you, where to find you, that kind of good stuff, because I love the product, and everybody else to know how to get a hold of you, too.
For sure, since we're in 2025,
Yes.
I guess the first place someone would go is to Google.
Okay.
But I would rather you go to WSRroofing.com. You can always reach us at 281-808-6250. If you're on social media like this guy and a heavy presence, you can find us on Instagram at WSR Roofing. And those are 3 easy ways to get a hold of us.
Okay, for sure, man. Make sure y'all tap in, man. WSR Roofing.
Quality
Make
doing
sure
the
y'all
job
go
right
to
the
the
first time.
Next Level YouTube channel and subscribe, man. This will be hitting the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check it out. We got our host, Mr. Big B, in the building. And I'm Nick, and we out, man.